Ho Chi Minh City webinar broadcast. I'm really excited to talk about Ho Chi Minh City, and I was kind of chosen to talk about it as I lived and worked in Vietnam for over a year. And during that time, I was really impressed by the city, the people, the food, the sights, and everything about the culture. And really wanted to share that experience with you and why I would really choose to work, live, and intern in the city of Ho Chi Minh City during the summer, winter, anytime. So to get started, I am just going to share my screen with you and tell you a little bit about why I would choose to first intern abroad, and second, why I would really choose to do that in Ho Chi Minh City. So looking at why intern abroad, first and foremost, you develop a global network. It's really amazing how important networking is, even on a domestic or in your city level. But having lived and worked in 5 different countries over 6 years, I was really able to build up a global network. And even 3 months or 2 months in an internship, you can really delve deep into that. You can build connections with your colleagues and your supervisors, or you can build connections with your fellow interns who really main countries that we pull from are the US, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand. So then upon coming home, you'll have really great connections in multiple cities. A cool thing about Vietnam and Ho Chi Minh City is they're putting a large preference on learning English. And so a couple parks in the city, as a tourist or as for an intern, you will go and students will actually approach you and ask just to speak with you for 5, 10, or 30 minutes, whatever you can give to learn the language better. And by just living in the city and kind of passing these parks daily, I was actually able to build a network outside of my work and outside of my social network that really branched to students and young professionals in the area, really looking to make English their first language and really delve into that foreign opportunities there. So Ho Chi Minh City offers a great opportunity to develop a global network, and our international internships, especially just because of the students on the ground, the support, and the work you're doing. The other one, of course, is travel and work. There's really few times in life where you can work a full week and then explore a new bit of the country every weekend. The picture here is of a street in Hoi An, one of my favorite cities in Vietnam. It's in the middle of the country. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can take an overnight train from Ho Chi Minh City, if it's a little bit long, to Da Nang, and then a 20-minute bus south, or you can actually fly into Da Nang. If you do go to Hoi An, be prepared to get 1 or 2 or 3 custom outfits made, because they're really known for their alterations and their sewing, as well as make sure you spend a few hours in Da Nang before heading to Hoi An, because they have the best noodles in all of Vietnam, in my opinion. Of course, you can also do different trips to Hanoi up north. I would definitely say that it takes more than just a weekend. So if your university or anyone else allows it, book your 1, 2, or 3-month internship in Ho Chi Minh City and buffer a weekend at the end where you can fly to Hanoi and actually experience Hanoi, Halong Bay, or Sapa and really see the north and how it contrasts with the south of Vietnam. And of course, the final reason, expand your resume and CV. Doing an international internship is killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and that's amazing. You get all the skills and the experience that a study abroad opportunity offers, but you really get to build prime real estate on your resume with tangible hands-on work experience. So by being able to really get those cultural experiences, travel, and all that, just like study abroad, but that hands-on work experience really lets you expand that resume so that the next year when you're looking for a domestic internship or potentially your full-time role, you'll be able to talk about the internship and really use it to your advantage. So now looking more to reasons to intern in Ho Chi Minh City specifically, I just pulled out a few of my favorite reasons. And so with me in mind, the first one is going to be enjoy the street food. Don't just stop at banh mi or pho. It really goes above and beyond that. Vietnamese food is really dynamic, very diverse, and you'll find different iterations or different kinds in the north, south, and middle. So make sure that if you try banh mi and you really love it, that you try all the vendors in the area, because they're all going to have their little different plays on it. Also, your different coffee. It's really a great opportunity to try your iced or your hot and see the different culture around the coffee. Or find their specialty noodles. There's different kinds in each city, and there's going to be a great one that really appeals to you and is amazing. What goes hand in hand with the street food is it's really a great stretch for your money. Ho Chi Minh City, out of our 8 program locations, has the best economic value in terms of accommodation, excursions, buying clothes, food, and more. You will be able to budget your money the best out of all 8 of our program locations. There was many times where I would keep about $5 equivalent in my pocket, and 2 days later I would still have money left. Expensive dinners would only cost us $7 if I went out with a group, and that was per person, drinks, full meals included. So it's a really great bargain, even though you're still getting the same high quality internship experience and resume development. More on the sector and professional aspect, Vietnam is a median age of only 26 and an average working age of about 30. They're really working on new innovative startups, entrepreneurship, and more. And that youthful innovation, they're really open to other influences, such as international interns. So coming here, you really get to work with some of the companies that are really on the cusp of something new and really innovative. The other one is you can be part of the economic growth. Vietnam received foreign direct investment worth of 8%, more than double the rate that of comparable economies. And the economy grew 7.4% year on year in the first quarter of 2018, one of the fastest rates in Asia. Along with that economic growth, it's growing foreign investment. In 2015, it opened 50 industries to foreign competition and slashed regulations in hundreds more. Of that foreign direct investment, one of the main investors is Samsung, who we all know is headquartered in Seoul, but uses a lot of its factories and production in Vietnam because of the young, talented, accessible employees that they can access there. With foreign investment also creates new startups and new companies that are coming to Vietnam, and specifically Ho Chi Minh every day, which means our sector opportunities and placements are growing, and the wide berth of the differences in the placements are increasing daily. So if you had a niche interest or something that you really wanted to be exposed to, Ho Chi Minh City is just as great a location as the big cities like Tokyo and Shanghai to do so. So looking a little more at our Vietnam program details. First, just to kind of touch upon what is an internship versus what is an internship provider and what we provide. So just like a study abroad provider, we are going to supply accommodation, 24/7 emergency support, airport pickup, induction day, visa processing, and more. Unlike a study abroad provider, you're not attending classes. Each and every day, you are going to work. You're navigating the commute by yourself, your workload, and you're doing a full-time work experience, about 30 to 40 hours a week. So in the realm of that, an internship is exactly that. It's a short-term work experience with an established company. But an internship provider kind of combines what a study abroad provider does and an internship, where we kind of take the hassle out of an international internship and let you really benefit from the ease of it. So when it would be unfamiliar to navigate the onboarding process in another country or another language, we're here to really troubleshoot and support you there. Where it could be difficult to find a safe place or an easy place to live, we've already supplied accommodation. Visas can be very tricky because it's not just a traditional tourism visa, and we're here to really support the entire visa processing system, as well as we've included the visa processing fee in our tuition, so you're not really surprised at the end. Along with that, we provide a network of business contacts, business etiquette, and seminars, as well as cultural events. So when you're looking at choosing an internship provider, it's a lot more than just the internship placement, and the fees associated with it are also covering a lot more than just the internship. So looking at what we fully include, we guarantee an internship place in the sector of your choice with an English-speaking supervisor. As I previously mentioned, we provide business visa processing, fees, and support. One important thing to notice about Ho Chi Minh City when it's looking at visas is you can choose when entering the country whether you're going to get a single entry or multi-entry. If you're here for 2 months and you want to take a weekend to Phnom Penh, you will need a multi-entry visa. So make sure you pay that fee up front and don't try to backtrack, because if not, you'll have to get a whole new visa and that fee will be on you. We also include private accommodation in a really great convenient location. The private accommodation is private room, but you are with other CRCC Asia interns. You kind of have a great built-in social network as well as security network. We will pick you up from the airport on your day of arrival, and that usually is on a Thursday. That following Friday, we'll give you a full day of induction. It includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner, some really fun activities, as well as more professional and business focused, and a great cultural orientation to really prepare you for living in Ho Chi Minh City. Then you have the full weekend to relax and get acclimated. And on that Monday, we're going to include also a company drop-off. So you're not navigating your own way to the work or getting a little stressed because it's a new public transportation system or way to get there. So we'll take you to the company as well as introduce you to your supervisor and make sure you're settled before leaving. Throughout your internship, we do provide weekly social and cultural events as well as business seminars. And finally, a really important part is we provide 24-hour support and guidance. So if you should need to go to the hospital at 2 a.m. in the morning, or if you're just lost in the city at 11 a.m., we are here on either accounts to either provide you phone support or immediately come to you and offer emergency support. Some other supports, we definitely do some leaving events. We look at your resume and CV, practice interviews. We do a welcome pack, which includes a SIM card, community outreach events so that you have some time to give back to the community that you're really getting involved with, and access to our alumni network. So here is just a couple pictures showing Ho Chi Minh City's inclusions, including our airport pickup. This is a picture of one of the accommodations we use. You can see that it's actually really nice, 4 or 5-star quality, definitely in an expat community. So you're going to get bigger rooms as well as kind of just a nice location. You'll also have that full day of induction. You can see the students studiously working there and taking notes. We do a first day drop-off, like I said, and these are students from New Zealand who are getting dropped off this winter. We also do community outreach, and here's some interns from past summer playing soccer with a student, children at a migrant home. And cultural events. This is a boat tour of all of our students. And of course, business seminars. Most recently, we had a panel of young entrepreneurs as well as expats who kind of talked about how they acclimated to the city, country, and how they really succeeded in the professional world. So along with those kind of events and inclusions, we do provide in-country support. Through events and social networking, we're able to really touch base with you. You'll receive weekly emails inviting you to all these events. And it's really up to you whether you take advantage of it or not. Some students are really overwhelmed by the 40-hour work week and would rather just hang out at home, or some already have built out their own social networks through their colleagues and supervisors and have developed other business networks. We do highly recommend them because they really added bonus to the whole program and really let you navigate the cultural aspects of work and life in Ho Chi Minh City a little easier. Like I said, we do provide the 24/7 emergency support. In all of our programs, we're ready to support you in any way. We'll always be accessible by phone or in person, and we're always accessible just by a quick question, whether it's just troubleshooting a question about your workplace or about where you should go or a weekend excursion. And you can do that through phone, or you can attend our weekly drop-in sessions. And this is really to allow you to navigate the kind of different nuances that you'll be experiencing. A lot of times an international intern is experiencing new things for the first time in 2 ways. One, you're adapting to a whole new country, place, quick pace of life, city and aspect. But the other one is a lot of times students are experiencing their first full-time work experience, and that can be daunting in and of itself. So allowing students to really talk to us throughout the week and say, hey, this happened at work. Why? How can I fix this? And what is the best means moving forward really helps you succeed at your internship and lets us make sure that we can culturally navigate you through it. To touch base, if you are really interested about Ho Chi Minh City, is the application process. All students complete the same application. It's standard on our website, and it seems a little brief because this will just be the first stepping stone. The main application process is through our advising session. This phone call takes 20 minutes to an hour, and it's really looking at your goals, your experiences, coursework you've liked, the ideal workplace, skills you'd like to work at, and we kind of take all those things and we review it along with your resume and CV for any recommendations that we can make to the team on the ground. Once we've taken all those notes and taken all of your interest into account, we pass them along to our placement team. These placement teams are on the ground year-round, building out a host company network. And by building out this network, they're ready to place you in the sector of your choice and the niche of the choice. So that your internship will really be customized to you and really based on your interest. Placement process really does take a different amount of time for each student, but you can expect to be placed and confirmed in a host company at least 3 to 5 weeks before your departure. So the guaranteed internship placement is in one of 3 sector choices. So when you're on that advising call and in that application, you'll choose your first sector choice, second, and third. And we guarantee a placement in one of those 3 sectors, with the vast majority of students getting placed in their first sector. We have chosen 14 sectors that really align with our city markets and industries, as well as with the universities. So if you take a look here, you can kind of choose and pick and choose which 3 you'd like. Of course, Ho Chi Minh City has a couple key strengths. One is business, the other is architecture, and the third is NGOs and nonprofits. And there's a couple of great examples that you could work in. So in business, you could support a larger company, or in this case, you could assist a multimedia entertainment group. They're really specialized in developing content to be aired on television. Real architecture, you could really get your hands on some great project-based learning and review design briefs and produce conceptual designs for a Ho Chi Minh City interior design and architecture firm. And for a nonprofit, you could help a children's charity with its fundraising efforts and program implementation. A couple key examples of placements and student feedback from previous summer. One student worked at Transform Architecture, as well as another worked at a digital consultancy company, really focused on using data to drive the digital marketing plan. These students really enjoyed their experience and were able to branch out and learn more than just about their sector. And finally, of course, comes payment. You can easily find our program fees on the website. Each program fee is listed for 4, 8, or 12 weeks. And please do always check back for any scholarships or inclusivity measures we might have. Most of those are offered in November. Students will pay their confirmation fees in 3 different payments. The first, once you decide that you'd really like to confirm your placement on the program, is a $500 application fee. This confirms your acceptance, and it's non-refundable, but can be transferred to alternative locations and dates should you choose. After that initial advising call during the application process, this fee is due 1 week after. The second 2 payments will be equal. The first installment is due 1 month after the application fee. This is a really important payment because this is what triggers our teams on the ground to begin looking for a host company. We don't want to start that process too soon, because if a student backs out, we are then working with a host company who feels feeling a little neglected after our student has backed out. So we really want to make sure that the student is fully committed before we begin the placement process. The second installment is due once the student has received their confirmed host company placement. We want to make sure that you're not paying anything with not knowing what you're going to get. So that second installment is only due once you know where you're going to work, what you're going to do, and when you're going to go. And that's due 1 week after the placement is confirmed. So that really concludes my conversation about why go to Ho Chi Minh City. It is a really buzzy city. Sometimes it's exhausting crossing the street with all the mopeds buzzing by, and sometimes it's the most serene place in the world when you're at the most beautiful coffee shop surrounded by plants, drinking an iced coffee in the Vietnamese heat. So I really suggest that you take a look, delve deep into Ho Chi Minh City and why it really aligns with some great professional opportunities, internship opportunities, as well as really fun opportunities due to its great economical budget, easy travel throughout the city, and really great stepping stone to Southeast Asia. If you have any additional questions, please do email internships@crccasia.com and we'll get right back to you. You can also feel free to apply and set up an advising call. The advising call is not a commitment, and it can really let you discuss your options before deciding to progress with our program. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today, and as a thank you,